Students, today we will learn overview of Fourier series and their formulae. So complete Fourier series, which formula should be applied where. This is what we are going to learn today. Okay. Now let us see Fourier series. So Fourier series, what is the formula for Fourier series? F of x equal to a naught upon 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n x plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity b n sin n x. So this formula is applicable on which interval? On 0 comma 2 pi interval or minus pi comma pi interval. So in these two intervals you will apply f of x equal to a naught by 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n x plus b n sin n x. So this is what the formula you have to apply on 0 to 2 pi and minus pi to pi. So what is the difference between the length of the interval here? What is the length of the interval? 2 pi minus 0. So length of the interval is 2 pi and length of the interval pi minus pi, pi minus of minus pi is equal to 2 pi. Pi minus of minus pi is equal to 2 pi. So when we have length of the interval is 2 pi, then we will apply this formula. Okay. So for to compute the Euler's coefficients or Fourier coefficients a naught, a n and b n, which formulas are applicable? 1 upon pi. 1 upon pi means the half of the length of the interval. 1 upon pi 0 to 2 pi f of x dx if it is 0 to 2 pi interval, and 1 upon pi 0 to 2 pi f of x cos n x dx. So whatever cos n x we write here, the same we will write here, or whatever we write here, the same cos we will write here. Okay. So f of x into cos n x dx, 1 upon pi 0 to 2 pi f of x into sin n x dx is the formula for Bn. So these three are called Euler's coefficients or Fourier's coefficients. Okay. Now suppose the interval is given as minus pi comma pi. How do you write the formula? The same formulas you will write. Half of the length of the interval 1 upon half the length of the interval 1 upon pi minus pi to pi f of x dx. So because the interval limits are changed as minus pi to pi, so you will write minus pi to plus pi limits, integration limits. So 1 upon pi minus integral minus pi to pi f of x cos n x dx. Bn is equal to 1 upon pi integral minus pi to pi f of x sin n x dx. So it depends on the interval how it is defined. Mainly it depends on what interval it is, the function is defined. Okay. So if the function is defined on 0 to 2 pi, you will write the limits as 0 to 2 pi. If the function is defined on minus pi to pi, you will write the limits as minus pi to plus pi. Alright. Now, whenever you have minus pi to plus pi, because it is negative to positive, what we are going to do here is, we are going to check the function is even or odd function. F of x is even function or odd function. So if you check that the function is even function or odd function, then the problem would become easy, because some terms are going to be zeros and some are just for example minus pi to pi would become 0 to pi, 2 times 0 to pi. If it becomes even and if it is odd, it will be 0. So if the interval is given as minus pi comma plus pi, you are going to check what the function is, whether it is odd or even. In this case we don't check. 0 to 2 pi there is no profit of checking whether it is even function or odd function, because we don't have any such formulas for 0 to 2 pi. We have integration formulas on minus to plus. If it is even, you will get 2 times 0 to. If it is odd, you will get integral value is 0. Okay. So that is why for minus pi to plus pi, you are going to check the function is even or odd. For 0 to 2 pi, you don't check and you will directly write the formulas as such. Okay. Now let us see the next one. on the interval 0 to 2L or minus L to L. So it's a general Fourier series. This is general Fourier series. 0 to 2L or minus L to L. L can be anything. L value can be anything. 0 to 2L or minus L to L. So this formula is called a general formula for Fourier series. Okay. So the formula is f of x equal to a0 upon 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x upon L plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n pi x upon L. So if it is a problem of L, you will write sin and cos angle as n pi x by L. The same terms you are going to write them in integration also. Cos n pi x by L and sin n pi x by L. So whatever you write in Fourier series angle, the same angle you will write in integration and vice versa. Okay. So if you write cos n pi x by L here, so in Fourier series also you will write cos n pi x by L. Alright. Now f of x equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x by L plus bn sin n pi x by L. This is a Fourier series on 0, 2L even length interval. Okay. Then what are the Euler's coefficients or Euler's formula or Fourier coefficients a0, an and bn are 1 upon half the length of the interval. Again, what is the length of the interval here? 2L minus 0. It is 2L. And what is the length of the interval here? L minus of minus L is equal to 2L. L minus of minus L. Interval length of the interval formula is B minus A. So L minus of minus L is equal to 2L. So when you are calculating the Fourier coefficients, you will write 1 upon half the length of the interval. Half the length of the interval. If it is 2L, you will write 1 by L. 0 to 2L. So if the interval is 0, 2L, you will write 0 to 2L f of x dx. An is equal to 1 upon L, 0 to 2L f of x cos n pi x upon L dx. Bn is equal to 1 upon L, 0 to 2L f of x sin n pi x upon L dx. See, this is a general formula. It can be applied everywhere. Suppose for example, you want to apply for 0, 2 pi interval. You can apply this by putting L is equal to pi. If you put L equal to pi, then what happens? It becomes 0, 2 pi. So wherever you have L, you will write pi. So pi and pi gets cancelled and the formulas will be converted as an cos nx plus bn sin nx. So these 0 to L or minus L to L formulas are general formulas of Fourier series. You can apply for even pi also, the same formulas. Just remember these formulas, and if you get a pi problem, you just write L is equal to pi. Alright. In that way also you can do it. Now, similarly, Fourier series on the interval minus L to L. Minus L to L also, you will write f of x equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x by L plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n pi x by L. Alright. Now, what are the Fourier coefficients? a0, an, bn. Alright. And what is the interval here? Minus L comma L. And what is the length of the interval? 1 upon, length of the interval is 2L. And here you will have 1 upon half the length of the interval. So it will be 1 by L, integral minus L to L f of x dx. 1 by L, integral minus L to L, because the interval is minus L to L, f of x cos n pi x by L dx. Bn is equal to 1 by L, integral minus L to L f of x sin n pi x by L dx. So the same angle we are going to write in Fourier series as well as in integration also. Alright. So there should not be any confusion in writing angle of cos and sin. Now let us check, because the interval is minus L to L, you will check even and odd functions. F of x is even function or odd function. Okay. So that the problem would be simple as I explained in the first slide. Alright. See, next we have half range Fourier series. Half range Fourier series. So far in the first two slides, we have seen the length of the interval is either 2L or 2 pi. What is the length of the interval of Fourier series? Fourier series function What is the length of the interval? It was either 2L or 2 pi. Whereas here, half range Fourier series, this is applicable whenever you have length of the interval as 0L or 0 pi. So it is defined only in half the interval. It is defined only in half the interval. It is not an even interval, even length interval. It is defined only in the half of the interval. Then how do you expand the function in terms of Fourier series? See, whenever you have a interval of this kind, 0L or 0 pi, so what we have is, we have no option of finding Fourier series. We can either expand in terms of Fourier sine series or expand in terms of Fourier cosine series. You cannot expand in complete Fourier series. Complete Fourier series is not possible. So what we will do? We will expand either in terms of Fourier sine series or in terms of Fourier cosine series. So how do you do that? How do you do that is, because it is defined, the function is defined in the half of the interval, either in 0L or in 0 pi. 0L is a general one. So if you put L equal to pi, then it becomes 0 pi, isn't it? So 0L problem is a general problem. So to construct a half range Fourier sine series, so suppose you want to construct a half range Fourier sine series, then how do you define f of x equal to f of x on 0L or 0 pi? F of x is already defined. You need not do anything define on 0L or 0 pi. It is already defined on 0L or 0 pi. Okay? Then what is the thing we have to do it? We have to do f of minus x. We have to define f of minus x as minus f of x on minus L comma 0 or minus pi comma 0. So what we are going to do is, we are going to extend our function. We are going to extend our function, redefining the function on minus L0 on minus pi 0. So on the left of this interval, you are going to define it as f of minus x as minus f of x. So that what happens with this definition, it becomes an odd function. F of x becomes an odd function. Okay. So when f of x becomes an odd function, then a0 and an will be 0. a0 and an will be 0 and bn will be 2 by L integral 0 to L f of x sin n pi x upon L dx on 0L interval. Alright. So suppose you want on 0 pi, you just substitute L is equal to pi. So bn will be 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x sin n pi x by pi. So pi gets cancelled. It will be sin nx dx on 0 pi interval. Okay. Now we will see how a0 and an become 0 when we have an odd function. Alright. In the next slide. Now let me explain half range Fourier sine series on the interval 0L or 0 pi. And how do you get a0 and an are equal to 0 and bn is equal to 2 by L or 2 by pi, integral 0 to pi or integral 0 to L and so on. Okay. So half range Fourier sine series, as we have defined earlier, so that function f is defined as an odd function. F is defined as an odd function. So we have extended the function to minus L to 0 as f of minus x equal to minus f of x. F of minus x equal to minus f of x. And f of x equal to same as f of x on 0 L. So we have extended the function on minus L comma 0 and f of x remains as it is on 0 L. Okay. So therefore it becomes an odd function. F of x becomes an odd function on minus L to L. So if you consider overall minus L to L, it becomes an odd function. Okay. So when it becomes an odd function, so as we know that a0 is equal to 1 by L integral minus L to L, because we have extended the function minus L to L f of x dx, and we are saying that f of x is an odd function as per our definition now. F of x is an odd function. So odd function integral value minus to plus, minus L to plus L. So using the integration of limits, using the formula for integrations, integral minus a to a f of x dx is equal to 0 when f of x is an odd function. So whenever it is from minus to plus, if it is an odd function, then its integration value is 0. Now let us go to an. An is 1 upon L, integral minus L to L, f of x cos n pi x upon L dx is equal to 0. So as I told you already, because L formulas are general formulas, so whenever we have general formulas, we will get angle as n pi x by L. Alright. So an is equal to 1 upon L, integral minus L to L, f of x cos n pi x upon L dx equal to, what happens here? F of x is an odd function, you are saying, and cos is an even function always. Cos is an even function. Odd into even is odd function. Odd function into even function is odd function. These are not numbers, these are functions. Odd function into even function is an odd function. So if it is an odd function, then what is its integral value? When you have minus 2 plus, minus L to plus L, integration value is 0. Isn't it? Integration value is 0. So similarly, let us also calculate Bn. Bn is equal to 1 upon L, integral minus L to L, f of x sin n pi x upon L dx. Alright. So f of x is an odd function. Sin is an odd function. Odd function into odd function, what happens? Even function. Odd function into odd function is even function. Then what happens to the limits of the integration? It becomes 2 by L integral 0 to L. So minus L to L becomes 2 upon L integral 0 to L f of x into sin n pi x by L dx. Alright. So 4-year sine series on the interval 0L. So we will have a naught is 0, an is 0, and bn we have 2 upon L integral 0 to L f of x sin n pi x dx. So while doing the problems, you need not write all these. You just write for 4-year sine series f of x equal to sigma n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n pi x upon L, and bn value is 2 upon L integral 0 to L f of x sin n pi x by L dx directly, and we say that a naught and an is equal to 0. Alright. So this is when the interval is 0 comma L. And what happens when the interval is 0 comma pi? As I told you, 0 comma L is a general integration. 0 comma pi is a particular case. So if substitute L equal to pi in every case, substitute L equal to pi, you will get 2 upon pi integral 0 to pi f of x sin n pi x upon pi. So pi gets cancelled, it becomes sin nx dx. Okay. So similarly here also bn sin n pi x upon pi. So pi gets cancelled, you will get sin nx. So whatever may be the angle in the 4-year series, the same angle you will get in Euler's coefficients, or vice versa. Alright. So this is about 4-year sine series on the interval 0L or 0 pi. Okay. Now we will see half range 4-year cosine series on the interval 0L and 0 pi in the next slide. Now let us see half range 4-year cosine series on 0L, 0 pi, half of the interval. So on 0L or 0 pi you cannot change anything. F of x equal to f of x. Okay. F of x equal to f of x on 0L or 0 pi. This you cannot change because it is a given function. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to extend the function as f of minus x equal to f of x on minus L comma 0 or minus pi comma 0. On the left of 0L, on the left of 0 pi, you are going to define it as f of minus x equal to f of x. So earlier for sine 4-year cosine sine series, what did you do? F of minus x equal to minus f of x you have defined for 4-year sine series. Now for 4-year cosine series, how we are defining it? F of minus x equal to f of x on minus L0 and minus pi 0. So with this definition, what it becomes? The function becomes even function. So when the function becomes even function, bn value is equal to 0 and a naught an values are 2 upon L 0 to L f of x dx, a naught, or 2 upon pi integral 0 to pi f of x dx, an 2 upon pi integral 0 to pi f of x cos nx dx if it is 0 pi interval, or 2 upon L integral 0 to L f of x cos n pi x by L dx. So here we have to notice one thing. For Fourier half range sine series or Fourier half range cosine series, your Euler's coefficients are the coefficient of the integration. What is happening? 2 upon pi, 2 upon L. Whether a0 or an or bn or whatever it is, 2 upon L or 2 upon pi. And integral 0 to pi only on the half, only on half of the interval, whichever it is. So whenever half range Fourier cosine series or Fourier sine series problem is given, you have to understand that it is only on half of the interval is given. Suppose for example 0, 4. So find the Fourier half range Fourier cosine series. So 0, 4 is not complete 2L length interval. L is equal to 4 there. If you are defining half range Fourier cosine series or half range Fourier sine series. So it's only 0, 4 interval. L is equal to 4. L is equal to 4. It's not 2L is equal to 4. Whenever it is defined as half range. So it becomes L is equal to 4 or L is equal to 4 and so on. So, okay. So I hope you have understood what is the difference between L and 2L. 2L is the length of the interval and 2L is for complete Fourier series. L is the half of the length of the interval and it is for half range Fourier cosine series and sine series. Okay. So it's only half of the interval. So if it is 0, 4 interval it is defined. So it means that it is L is equal to 4 here. Okay. So whereas if you are finding out Fourier series on 0, 4. So with what we have to compare? 2L is equal to 4. If it is complete Fourier series and the interval is given as 0, 4, then you have to compare it as, you have to write it as 2L is equal to 4. So L value is equal to 2. So for Fourier series, L value is equal to 2. For half range Fourier series, L value is equal to 4. Is that clear? So in half range Fourier cosine series, we will have only A0 and An terms. We don't have Bn term because Bn is equal to 0. Now let us see how Bn becomes 0 in the next slide. Okay. Now let us see. So we have defined f is an even function. So remember f is an even function and interval is 0, L, half of the interval 0L. So according to your definition of Fourier series, because we have extended the function to minus L to 0, isn't it? Minus L to 0, f of minus x equal to f of x. So we have extended the function to minus L to 0 and 0 to L is already there. So minus L to L, Fourier series. For coefficients are a not equal to 1 upon L minus L to L f of x dx. But what is f of x? It is even function. If it is an even function, then what happens to the integration? It becomes 2 times integral 0 to L. Whenever we have minus 2 plus, it becomes 2 times integral 0 to the particular L, f of x dx. Okay. So a naught value is equal to 2 by L integral 0 to L f of x dx. Similarly, f of x is even function, cos is even function, even into even is even function into even function is even function. So what happens to the integration limits? It becomes 2 into 0 to L f of x cos n pi x upon L dx. Okay. So even function into even function is even function. So it becomes 2 by L integral 0 to L f of x cos n pi x upon L dx. Now let us go back to Bn. So what is Bn? 1 upon L integral minus L to L f of x sin n pi x upon L dx. What is f? Even. Sin, odd. Even into odd, odd. Even function into odd function is an odd function. These are not numbers, remember. These are functions. So even function into odd function is an odd function. If it is an odd function, what happens to the integration? When we have minus 2 plus, integration value is equal to 0. Alright. So the same thing we can apply for 0 pi. We can substitute L is equal to pi. Wherever L is there, you just substitute L equal to pi. Pi gets cancelled. So a naught by 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n x when we have 0 to pi interval. And So a naught value is 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x cos nx dx, and a n is equal to 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x cos nx dx. Okay, so a naught is equal to integral 2 by pi integral minus 0 to pi f of x dx. A naught equal to 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x dx. A n is equal to 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x cos nx dx. And b n value is, its integration is equal to 0 because minus to plus, even into odd is odd. Odd integration is equal to 0 whenever we have minus to plus. Alright. So this is about half range Fourier cosine series and half range Fourier sine series. So remember always, when we take L, we have to be very careful when you are calculating half range. So given problem interval, you have to compare with 0L, half range. If it is a Fourier series, you have to compare 0, 2L. 0, 2L. If it is complete Fourier series, you will compare with 0, 2L. If it is half range Fourier cosine series or half range Fourier sine series, you will compare with only 0L. This is where we have to be very, very careful. Alright. So, this much you need not write while doing the problems. You can directly write a naught value is 2 upon, a n value is 2 upon, and so on. Okay. And b n is equal to 0. And similarly, you can write the Fourier series at the last. Alright. See, this is how they look like. Half range Fourier sine series or half range Fourier cosine series. Half range Fourier sine series, it's such a simple thing. A naught 0, a n 0. We'll have only b n for sine series. And for 0L interval, this is the formula. And for 0 pi interval, these are the formulas. Okay. Fourier series and b n, Fourier coefficient. And we'll have a naught and a n are zeros. Alright. So like this you have to write in the problems, for the problems. Similarly, for half range Fourier cosine series on the interval 0L 0 pi, you will simply write a naught by 2 f of x equal to a naught by 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n pi x by L, if it is the interval 0L. A naught by 2 plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos nx if it is 0 pi. So we don't write b n because b n is equal to 0 when we discuss with Fourier cosine series. Okay. So in the last slide, I'll give you some formulas. So if these formulas are required, are very much necessary while doing the problems on Fourier series. Okay. Learn the formulas, and wherever you have such kind of problems you come across, just apply them and do it. These are very simple. Always try to apply Leibniz rule while doing the problems of Fourier series. Alright. So let me give you some formulas in the next slide. You can note them down. Alright. Here I gave some formula for doing the problems of Fourier series. So how to check even and odd function. F of minus x equal to f of x, f of minus x equal to minus f of x. Okay. So generally cos x, x square, x power 4, x power 6, all these constant are even function. Every constant 2 or 3 or 4, all these constants are even functions. And odd functions are sin x, x cube, x power 5, x power 7 are odd function. Okay. So these are also the formulas which are required to do the problems of Fourier series. So 2L we are going to use when we use Fourier series, and 0L we are going to use when we use half range Fourier cosine or sine series. Okay. So minus 2 plus, integration value is 0 for odd function, minus 2 plus 2 times 0 to a for even function. And Leibniz rule, integral of uv1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 and so on. So these are 2 sin a cos b. Some trigonometric formulas are also required to do the problems of Fourier series. So these small integration formulas we require. in doing the problems. All right. So with all these you can do it very well, all problems of Fourier series.